Welcome to Policy on Demand's Week in Review. I'm Rohit Kumar.
What would you tell clients are your takeaways from this week?
My key takeaway from this week is House Republicans remain hopelessly divided on issues of appropriations, and that is going to increasingly affect their ability to process other legislation for the balance of the year, including perhaps an extenders package that picks up the TCJA extenders.
Which question related to policy did you get asked the most, and how did you respond?
The question I got asked most this week was related to government funding, and it was basically some version of, are we headed for a government shutdown? If so, when and for how long? And my response was, it seems increasingly likely we're headed for a shutdown. I don't know whether it'll happen at the end of this month or at some point in October or November, although increasingly I think it might happen sooner rather than later. And while everyone I've talked to says, yeah, if we have a shutdown, we'll eventually find a way out of it, that's mostly born of because we always find a way out of it. I've yet to speak to anybody that has a coherent theory of once the government is in a shutdown, how we get out of it. I tend to agree we've gotten out of every shutdown before, so we will get out of this one, but I can't tell you that I have a unified theory of the case for exactly how that happens.
Where should companies focus their attention in the coming week?
In the week ahead, I would be looking at maybe two things. One is, to what extent does 174 and 163J and TCJA provisions get raised at the Senate Finance Committee markup on Taiwan? And is there any kind of knock-on effect in the week ahead with negotiations beginning? And then the other thing I would look at is, look, government funding is the 800-pound gorilla in the corner of the room. It is hard to ignore that. Can House Republicans actually process a continuing resolution? Do they remain hopelessly divided? And what, if anything, can the Senate do to try to break the logjam?